So, I am receiving an interesting but possibly controversial understanding that I want to share just as a theory with you guys. Just as a theory. If we understand that we are co-creating our reality and that we're connected in our co-creation, we are all connected. And we are all to who we are most connected with, always sharing an energetic bond with them. And this is an energetic bond that we both have to be very mindful of for ourselves. We need to be mindful in multiple ways. That we are kind to ourselves. That we intentionally think highly of others. It doesn't mean that we ignore where they struggle to love themselves and others. It's important to notice that, but it is also important not to hold it against anyone. And to do the same with yourself. And to realize that boundaries that you set are not walls where you can no longer be around certain people. Certainly, if you don't ever want to be around them, that's fine. But if there are people that you genuinely love and would like to be in your life, even if they still struggle with love in certain areas, maybe you're meant to demonstrate that in their life, the empowered way to love that doesn't have fear or worry or anything like that attached. And instead you learn to just kind of flow, to still be able to express yourself, but to actually transform the energy, not by force, but over time, slowly, as you heal your perspective. You heal your perspective of them, you heal your perspective of yourself, and you do it not by avoiding things or pretending things don't bother you anymore. It's by just feeling what's there and not judging it. I don't think the healing journey is about abandoning people who struggle to love. The healing journey is about learning to open your heart so much that you have enough love to not only give yourself, but that it can overflow just onto whoever's around you. To stop trying so hard to follow certain advice. There are a lot of really hurt people out there who put out a lot of content and a lot of people resonate with them. And I'm not saying that that's bad. But just because they have a lot of followers and a lot of attention does not mean that they know love. And we have to use our discernment. Because sometimes we get angry because we're holding on to distortions of truth that people have propped up as truth. People that are still healing, and they are also bypassing by trying to be right about what they think. Now, I'm not saying there aren't many really beautiful people who are genuinely growing and healing and evolving and who have really tamed they've reprogrammed and healed their egos. To the point where you can tell that they come from love in everything that they do and in every word that they say. Someone who's authentic, someone who's honest and kind and committed to serving the highest good, where pride doesn't stop them from continuing to explore ideas, to be open to new ways of thinking, to admit when they've been wrong about something, that either their understanding wasn't deep enough yet, that there was still some fear or some illusion, some distortion in it. And to realize that all of us are a living, evolving body of work. And our perspective should continually be evolving. Not every second. But there's no rush to get to a different perspective. You spend as much time as you need to. But when you get to the realization that the most loving perspectives I can find are the ones that just serve me the most. And that includes miracles and divine love. That is a very gifted perspective. It's one that I'm still learning to integrate because it's so vast and it's so beautiful. When you really realize, perfect love does exist. And it's not about being perfect, but this divine, real, unconditional, messy, but so beautiful love is real. That we live in a quantum reality of infinite possibilities. And that if we just learn to love life, life is going to love us right back. If we learn to love ourselves and our bodies learn to love us right back. If we learn to love the material world and treat it with respect and reverence and sacredness, just the same that your body is truly sacred, a temple for divine love, for God, for Source, for all that is. Not for divine neutrality alone, but for divine love, perfect love, uplifting love, joyful love, peaceful love. We're made of it. We're literally made of it. It's the only thing that exists, is this perfect love. And the love is so perfect that we have the free will to not believe in it. But that means we also have the free will to believe in it. Both perspectives are equal. Both perspectives are valid. And both perspectives are honored when they're embodied. They're honored by Source, by God itself. When you choose to align with love and continually evolve and expand into love, you will realize the greatest truth of all. And that truth is, everything you ever wish was true about reality, about how beautiful it was, about how life it is, about how loving it is, it's all true. It's more loving than you can imagine, and it's all true. And the real work is to stop being so hard on yourself. To realize you are loved perfectly, and you are capable of loving yourself perfectly. You are capable of remembering that, and you are worthy of remembering that, and you already know how to do it. You're just remembering how. And if you're watching this, you're already doing a great job. Because this is some really loving shit right here, and I'm not gonna lie about it. This is one of my most loving transmissions yet, and I'm really grateful to be sharing it right now, because it is an honor to share this frequency with you. This is beautiful. Even out here in nature. But you know what's ridiculous? My mom looked up the definition, or was it my mom? I don't know. Someone looked up the definition of, like, nature. And the definition that we had created, people, the collective human consciousness that was on Google, just popping up on Google, was, at least at the frequency that she was looking at it, or whoever was looking at it was everything that occurs in the universe except humans. Something like that. Like everything occurring on Earth naturally except humans. The fuck is that shit? And okay, so here's an important thing. A lot of people don't think people are natural. They think we were fucked with. They think we were created at a certain point. They think we were just poofed into being at a certain point. And that's not what happened. We need to talk about what actually happened. I feel like some of you need this. Humanity, Homo sapiens, is a naturally occurring hominid in this particular universe. Yes, this universe is just a projection in the mind of God, the mind of the all, the formless being, the oneness, the all that is. This is just one universe out of an infinite number of universes. But in this particular universe, there is an evolution happening of consciousness, an evolution of planets and solar systems and galaxies, an evolution of life on those planets, all existing at different frequencies, different times, different spaces, different ways, different dimensions. It all exists. Infinite possibilities. It's a quantum reality. All right? So, at a certain point, life did start on this planet. Because even though everything exists right now, there's also a linear journey that is being experienced. And this is that linear journey that we are all on, that we are taking part on. Because the soul that we are, as part of the higher self that we are, is experiencing a linear journey of evolution of consciousness in this universe. That's what's happening. It's an evolution of consciousness. Energy is just a way of understanding how this universe works, how to understand our emotions, how to understand how we embody different types of energies, and how our realities shift and change when we embody different energies. And over a period of time, because we're here for a process, we're here for life, which is a process. We are the part of all that is that gets to experience life from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, and they just build on each other. And it is the greatest thing that could ever happen. It is so amazing that we are on this journey that takes billions of years, that you have already existed before this life, you will exist long after this life. Everything's good. This is just one experience, and we have to realize that we're not physical at all. We are consciousness. We are made of consciousness because the only thing that exists is source, and it is formless awareness, and consciousness is a part of it. And we are the consciousness experiencing a dream in the mind of God. That is the symbolic understanding of it. There is a literal metaphysical understanding of it that is deeper, but it is really honest and accurate to just say that this is a very realistic, long played out dream. One experience of many. And it doesn't mean go do something crazy, although this will make you feel crazy if you start to actually really perceive this on a deep level, not bypass it, actually embrace what this means as an eternal being having one experience in eternity. That is what you are. That is what we're doing. And it's safe. It's very safe. You've been here for how long? You're still here. You're gonna be okay. Waking up in the dream is part of the dreaming. It is a part of it. And it is necessary. It's like a golden canary or finch or something in front of me. It's really pretty. He's flying in circles. There's also a dragonfly I was playing with earlier. Life is so magical when you just like actually slow down and pay attention and remember everything's alive. Because the intelligence that I am, the divine intelligence consciousness that I am, is the divine consciousness that surrounds me at all times. So life can become magical. Life can become free. Life can become whatever you're willing to have true faith in until it really is made manifest. To realize that you can believe in true love, you can believe in your healing of your body and your mind, you can believe in a life of abundance and bliss and ease, because it's on its way. Like I said earlier, it is a valid expression to believe in the reality of miracles, just as it is a valid expression to not believe in it. You have the choice. You have the free will choice in what you believe your reality could be, in what is possible for you. That is your free will choice that is always honored by the infinite creator that you are. This is reality, guys. Everything else is a story. Everything else is a structure. Everything else is a temporary experience within the all. What we're talking about here is the eternal truth of who you are, which is the most important truth because it changes everything. It changes your relationship to yourself, and to realize that what is outside of you is not separate from you, but you still have uniqueness and you still have sovereignty over yourself. So while everything else is a reflection, you are still you, and nothing outside of you has power over you except where I have not consciously become aware of it. So things that might still show up in my reality or aren't yet showing up in my reality could be subconscious blocks that I still have not fully cleared yet. And that's why my life remains the way it does at the moment. But it continues to change because I continue to change. My energy continues to change. My transmissions start to become more clear, more coherent, more silly, more goofy, more ridiculous, more of me. Because if I'm being quite fucking honest, all of this shit is nuts. I cannot tell you, believing in a reality of miracles for several years, basically, and my life just evolving over that time, I cannot tell you how many miraculous things have happened. It's insane when you're actually paying attention and you actually have faith in something that amazing. That life could become something really fun. That life could become whatever the fuck you want it to be. And that's why I want to be a fucking traveling plant medicine ceremony host, like a guide, because I want to take people into their darkness and their shadows without any fear. Because I'm like, I've been here. This is fun. I like this. I like the ups and the downs. I like the highs and the lows. I like the twists and the turns. I like the big energies. They're fun. They're challenging. They're scary, but they're fun. And I go at my own pace, which is a very slow pace. But it's also really fast in certain ways, because I'm like, in the background of my life, even though things aren't really changing externally, internally, I keep making huge strides where I feel more myself. And of course, to be honest, if I'm gonna live a life that feels really, 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 really good to me, I want to feel really, 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 really good before it gets really, 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 really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be in so much pain. My body was heavy and hurt, and I was filled with tears and anger and all these things. And I had to process all that shit. But now my body's starting to feel better. Well, actually, it's really sore lately. I'm purging a lot out of my fucking hips and my low back. It's another deep purge, but it's healing. Because that's what my body is just continually doing now. It's just a self-healing machine. That's self-healing. To know that your body's made of God and it's always healing if I just let it. And that's what's happening. And that's what's happened for several years now. And I can attest that healing is not something that is done immediately. It is something that is done over time. But it is a natural progression and the natural way of being of the body. People who are very healthy have very healthy mindsets about their body. They take care of their body. They love their body. They're grateful for their body. It doesn't matter what their body looks like. They just love it. And that's the wisdom. I learned to love my body before I loved the way it looked. And now I love the way it looks. Most of it. Not all of it. I'm learning to love all of it still. But I'm getting better at it. You know? It's like after my divorce a year and a half ago, it was like the idea of a new relationship was absolutely terrifying. Like, I was open to it, but only if it happens in like the perfect way that somehow that could happen. But I wasn't really open to it because I had tons of insecurities and stuff. And so I spent the last year like really just working on, what am I still afraid of? What am I worried about, you know? Why am I so afraid to let people in? Why am I so afraid to let someone get to know the real me? You know, the me who feels free, who feels light, who feels fun, who is goofy, who talks about ridiculous things all the time because his mind is opened up to the infinite possibilities. And there's so many cool things to think about. I spend so much time thinking and talking out loud. And that's why I make videos. Sometimes I like to share them. And I'm still just learning to be more fun, be more confident. So I can create stuff like this that feels really authentic, that feels really free and liberating and good. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for caring what I have to say. I really appreciate it. Helps me remember that I'm not alone.